In this video, I'm going to show you how I scaled a startup to 780,000 views in the last year, which has generated over 750,000 users in just 12 months. And yes, I know what you're asking. How is this possible? Well, the TLDR is, first is understanding your ICA intimately. Not just the demographics of age, gender, and income, no, really knowing what drives them, their pain points, their goals, and their desired outcomes. The second is implementing a killer video content strategy, creating banger educational videos every week, providing free value through lead magnets such as webinars and free guides. And last of all, you want to establish a self-sustaining marketing funnel that works on autopilot to convert new users and build brand loyalty. And you're probably thinking to yourself, is that it? Well, yes, that's it. So let me break it down for you into simple steps. I worked very closely with a new startup, Magical, founded in 2020. Magical is an AI agent automation tool, and like every startup, the goal is to acquire a large user base whilst building a stellar product. And in just 1 year, we scaled the user base to 750,000 users after implementing this very system by posting consistently on YouTube every week for an entire year with educational content and of course providing as much value as possible to new and existing users. You see, the reality for most startups or existing businesses when it comes to marketing is that video marketing on social platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok in particular is competing with other inbound and outbound approaches to marketing like paid ads, outreach, affiliate marketing, blogs, paid partnerships, and product launches. After the founders of Magical invested in me and my team to post content, YouTube quickly became responsible for 30% of new accounts created. Now, each of these other marketing approaches has a place in any marketing strategy. However, most businesses neglect one thing when acquiring new leads and users. You see, people need to know how your product works, where to click, how to get from point A to point B. Essentially, they need to know how to use your product to achieve the desired outcome so that they can be successful using it. Well, this is what impactful video marketing accomplishes if done the right way. Hi, my name is Michael Cunningham, and I'm a sucker for video marketing, tech, and WordPress. My journey began with video when I was just 10 years old, constantly watching videos online. Now, when YouTube came around, I was one of the very few curators, although creator wasn't a word back then, and many years later, I fell in love with the video marketing process and started a video production agency in 2017. A year later, I realized I needed to create a website, so I came across the world of WordPress. Now, it was quite daunting for someone who didn't know what hosting was, or let alone themes and plugins. So where did I go to find out about it? Well, of course, YouTube was my trusted source. Fortunately, there was a single creator who explained how to get up and running, and since then, I've been on the platform and haven't looked back since. Wait, didn't you try that other platform? You know, the one that rhymes with Wix? Sticks? Wow, very subtle. Yes, I did, and it was a low time for me, okay? It was only one time. Anyway, my journey in WordPress eventually led me to LearnDash as I desired to build an online course for videographers. Hey, again, didn't you try that other LMS platform? You know, the one that rhymes with Reachable? No, I did not, but yes, I did think about it. Could you just go away? I'm trying to pitch something here. Anyway, as I did with every other tool or plugin, of course I took to YouTube. Eventually, I got really familiar with the plugin and the platform, and I was blessed with the opportunity to create content for LearnDash for a single year. Throughout this time, countless users reached out to me requesting one-on-one training, not just on building courses, but also marketing their course. So I stumbled into the world of marketing, social media, and combined with my knowledge of video, the gears started turning. I eventually went on to exploring other plugins and tools that facilitated funnels and automation. As you'd expect, when I struggled learning the ins and outs of those tools, I took to YouTube, only to find out that there was very little information available, so I had to learn them on my own, and eventually I decided I would create mini courses to teach my clients and my coaching clients. Are you noticing a pattern here? Whilst knowledge directories and blogs have their place, many people flock to video on YouTube for information on the best product fit and for technical guidance to get the most out of the tool. And I'm going to put my head on a block and say that you have as well when you try to learn something new. You see, the thing is, other companies know this and they have invested heavily into YouTube and video, including your competition. For instance, consider Webflow, a company valued at $4 billion and currently doing $100 million in revenue, and is taking advantage of this fact. Webflow puts a ton of effort and money into creating tutorial videos on a weekly basis to highlight new features, teach people how to use their web development tools, and to take advantage of their growing community by highlighting the success of users in their customer base. These various video formats allow them to build awareness, familiarity, credibility, authority and trust so that once a lead becomes a customer, they know that they are clear on how Webflow can help them achieve the desired outcome of building a stable website. This allows them to convert cold traffic and warm leads, but also to increase customer retention. The same is true for companies like Ahrefs, the leading SEO tool on the internet. They focus their efforts on two things according to their founder: a great product and a killer content marketing strategy. Their channel has over 500,000 subscribers and growing, and they post generally at a rate of 1 video to 2 videos a week only and allow new eyes to land on their content. Now, what would 508,000 new eyes on your product do for business and revenue? Another good example is the Thrive Theme suite of plugins. With over 40,000 subscribers, they are just shy of 1,000 videos on their channel with video content on just YouTube alone. This establishes their brand as a go-to authority in marketing and website building for WordPress users. So, okay, I think I've made my case for why this system works. So let's break it down. First, you need to start with a solid content strategy. The strategy doesn't just involve adding a CTA like comment below or suggesting a scheduled call or book demo. It's more than that. There are 3 things that constitute a killer content strategy. The first is understanding and engaging the target audience. The second, value-driven storytelling content. And third, consistent content delivery and packaging. First up is understanding and engaging your target audience. Like I said, to effectively create content, you need to develop a deeper understanding of your target audience. And I'm not just talking about the typical age, gender, and income data, which are important, but I'm especially saying that you should consider their specific pain points, their aspirations, their interests, and their lifestyle choices. Having this data is a gold mine. You want your video messaging to speak directly to your lead. For a non-technical crowd of non-developers, those highly sophisticated videos with unrecognizable terminology or knowledge docs that utilize developer language is just going to scare your client away. And for those who approach agencies, you want to appeal to them and how they can simplify their workflow for their clients. You see, just doing minimal research alone like this will put you miles ahead of your competition. The second thing is offering value-driven storytelling content. People come to YouTube or any social platform for entertainment, education, or inspiration. If you're able to find the sweet spot of combining the 3 in various forms of content, you'll capture your lead's attention, which we all know is even more difficult in an attention-based economy. Consider Webflow. Their videos are both entertaining with the slightly humorous remarks, but educational in displaying how to use their software. And so lastly, and perhaps most importantly, packaging is key. We live in a world where attention is the new currency. And so companies are fighting all for the same limited attention of their audience. So the biggest task is consistently showing up with banger hooks and engaging titles and thumbnails as incentives for your audience to consider diving into your content and engaging with your brand. So let's start talking about the type of content you should create and its format. When planning your strategy, consider your funnel. For tech companies, the bow-tie funnel is essential, focusing on conversion and retention at each end. In the awareness and education phase, you'll create content to capture attention and inform. This type of content type entails YouTube long forms, which are videos that provide valuable insights. It's personally my bread and butter, and they're super fun to create. And then we have the short form videos, which are content for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, and now even LinkedIn and Pinterest, which users can engage quickly with. In the awareness phase, you also want to include ads, which you might be more familiar with, which are useful for expanding your reach. And the in-depth tutorials, which help to establish authority and educate your audience. In the selection and commitment phase, you want to guide your customers in decision-making with these type of content types. I'm talking product trailers showcasing your offerings, lead magnets like webinars, and free guides to encourage engagement. Now, in the retention aspect of your funnel, in the onboarding and impact phase specifically, you want to focus on integrating users with an onboarding series to help them get started. You also need to consider doing in-depth tutorials to deepen understanding and ensure engagement. Once you enter into the expansion phase, you want to use case studies to highlight real-world successes and encourage further product adoption. Remember, webinars are versatile. Use them in education and impact phases to deep dive and engage directly with your audience. Using this content across the bow-tie funnel attracts new leads and fosters long-term loyalty, ensuring that your strategy is both robust and effective. Now, additionally, you have to consider the format. And there's long form and short form. Short form has been around, but in the past couple years, it's really taken the social landscape by storm. Even LinkedIn, the B2B social platform who is late to the game, has introduced short form style content. Short form is considered these snappy, bite-sized videos under 60 seconds that get straight to the point. They're perfect for grabbing attention, driving awareness, and let's be honest, they're super fun. Think TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and like I said, even LinkedIn is getting on the action. Here's the thing, short form gets them in the door, but what keeps them around? That's where the long form comes in. Long form videos are the relationship builders. This is where you deep dive and showcase your expertise. You offer value and keep your audience engaged for the long haul. Think tutorials, product demos, webinars, and workshops. Okay, let's get real for a second here. Consistently creating originally branded content can be extremely overwhelming. When you're in the space of overwhelm, there is generally inconsistencies in posting, and you have a lower customer engagement and perhaps missed revenue and growth potential. And in my experience, most companies lack the resources or the bandwidth to allocate and focus on creating content. I mean, the team is already bogged down with all the other responsibilities that they have. In order to truly scale with video, you need a dedicated team of expert marketers and creatives who know the industry well and know your product well to truly showcase what it can do and to attract new leads. Now, for a solid dream team, you'd need a scriptwriter, a dedicated video host, a professional video editor who is skilled in motion graphics, and a designer for thumbnails and creatives. Now, if you're unable to get a good scriptwriter, you can delegate that to the video host. As a video host myself, I've done this countless times. However, it works much better when you have someone whose sole role is to write the script so that the host can just show up and record, as script writing does take some time. Additionally, a scriptwriter can also repurpose content into blog posts and other forms of content. The editor's job is to take the original footage and run the works on it. That means cutting the clips into a concise format, adding sound effects, music, which is optional, color correcting, and motion graphics. This helps to keep the engagement and make the video feel more premium. For platforms like YouTube, thumbnails are crucial to attract new viewers. So the thumbnail designer's role is to create engaging visuals to allow people to click on the video. Now, most times this is something you can outsource to someone on Fiverr or Upwork in order to find someone affordable, but it can be challenging to find someone who knows how to design it in a way that allows your viewers to click. These are the 4 Avengers that will take your product or your services to new heights. Now, in my experience, working internally as an employee within companies, putting together a team is quite difficult. Marketing department workers are already saturated with projects, developers are focusing on refining the product, and they truly aren't meant to be creating videos. And we've all seen it where those developers try to create those videos and they end up looking like this.
Here I did a LinkedIn search for about 1,600 results. Ideally, you want to get that number down to around 1,000. So
finding a professional video host that delivers a quality product consistently, it can also take weeks and most times months, not to mention it's another item on your payroll to sort out. Well, my team here at WP Content Supply has already assembled a team of experts with the right skills to plan, strategize, and execute a system to deliver quality content so that you can acquire new leads, educate your audience and customers, and increase conversions. You see, we're actually just a small team of highly trained individuals, and we love what we do. And that is helping companies like yourself grow and scale your brand with high quality, engaging, and educational video content. Now, if you and your team are ready to invest in video, then schedule a free discovery call with us using the link in the description. Or if you're currently viewing this on our site, then you can use the calendar scheduler down below, and we'll walk you through a content marketing strategy that you can start implementing, whether you decide to work with us if we're a perfect fit or tackle it internally. So schedule a call today.